Welcome to Policy and Profit, the podcast for ambitious insurance agents and agency owners who want to build predictable, profitable businesses without chasing bad leads or begging for referrals. And did you know the average insurance agent makes less than $52,000 in take home a year, and over 90% give up in their first year? The top 1% doing anything remarkable with their license are making 5 to 10 times as much in take home selling the exact same policies, earning anywhere between 150,000 and 500,000 in net gross income a year. And it's not luck, it's leverage. The secret is they're following a system to generate fresh hot leads, book appointments, and close policies like clockwork. I put together a no-cost blueprint just for that system that shows you how to add an additional $5,000 to $15,000 of monthly income in under 90 days that you can access for free. Just go to writemorepolicies.com/blueprint or click the link in the description. Today's guest is John Mazzella, the owner of the Mazzella Agency Group, who is right now crushing mortgage protection, IUL, and final expense sales. John, welcome to the show. Tell me something you believe is the key to succeeding in insurance sales that most agents completely overlook.
Good morning, Mason. Thanks for having me on. Um, Consistency, man. It's all about consistency. A lot of people, what they tend to do is write a couple of policies, get a paycheck, go on vacation, and lose momentum. And then while they're on vacation, they may have to deal with a chargeback or two, which takes them back. And I guess just consistency, man. That's just the main focus. A lot of people don't stay consistent in this business. It's a grind. It's a grind.
Absolutely. And I'd like to really go deeper on this and not to butt heads, but I think they're consistent in your words. I think they're just consistently doing the wrong shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that if you are consistently at your desk, if you're doing telesales, for at least 6 hours a day, couple of piss breaks in between. By the way, I do have your permission to speak as freely
Oh,
as I
no, this is your platform. Use it however you please, man. I cuss like a sailor. I know there's sometimes
can.
watching this, so I'm just like, okay, get all the kids and nephews around. Uncle John and Uncle Mason are
Yeah.
talking. So,
I am an Italian from Brooklyn, so a couple of F-bombs may come out. And if
I'll
they
match
do
it.
come out, I apologize.
No, no need to
So
apologize.
I
You
think
can
that if
speak
you're
freely.
at your desk for 6 hours a day, 8 hours a day, and a couple of breaks in between, and you're just doing nothing but dialing, you are going to stumble upon policies, right? As long as you're talking to people, you're going to get work done. Obviously, you want to stay on the phone 8 in the morning to at least 11, and at least from 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Those are the hours that everybody should be on the phone. I think if you're on the phone for those hours, just dialing leads, you're going to get something. And it's just going to come. It's like riding a bike. You're going to fall off the bike. You're going to get hung up on. You're going to write down why you got hung up on. You're going to learn from that. You're going to speak to a mentor. You're going to watch a couple of videos of successful people and how they do it and how they rebut what happened in your conversation. And from there, it's just a growing process. A lot of people just tend to give up easy.
Yeah, unfortunately, they hit that obstacle, like you're saying, and they lose all momentum. And they think obstacles are there to obstruct their path rather than to instruct their path. And so John's just saying, learn from the feedback. Like, hey, just whatever gets in the way becomes the way, right?
Yeah,
So,
man, I was one of these people that I don't like. I don't learn from videos. I'm not one of these guys. Listen, I'm not smart. I never went to college, but I know a lot about a little. And life insurance is one thing I know a lot about because I've been consistently doing this every day for years. I don't do anything else. I had a DJ business. I was in the music industry, gave that up to do this full time. And I think that if you have nothing else going on and you put 100% into this, you are going to stumble upon people that want your help. Even if you don't know what you're talking about, they want your help, they need your help. And final expense is the easiest thing in the world. It's a 12-minute conversation. Hey Mason, how's your health? Okay, cool. Do you smoke? No. Okay, cool. I pull up my phone, I look at my quota. Okay, cool. 10,000 is $50, 15,000 is 100 is 75 bucks. 20,000 is $100. Of those three, which one makes sense for you financially? All right, cool. The middle one, as they usually pick. Cool. It's just people think too much. They put too much into this. And I think if you just constantly closing, you'll be truly successful. And my whole point was, I don't watch videos, I don't read books. There's everybody's like, oh, motivation, motivation, motivation. I know I got this in the background, but these things right here, they're called bills. That's what motivates me, man.
100%. So, something I know you're really passionate about, John, is this whole idea of you going from welfare to top producer. Talk more about that.
Yeah, so 2014, I've been licensed since 2010. From 2010 to 2018, I was with like three, four, or five different IMOs. I was kind of doing it wrong. One of the IMOs that I was with was Family First Life. So I've been with Family First Life since 2014. But I was basically a part-time agent, not knowing what I was doing. I was just, long story short, after my divorce in 2014, hit a hard time. I have to raise three kids, 5, 10, and 15 by myself with no manual. So it got a little tough on me where I depended on the state of New Jersey. So I went on welfare, 2016, 2017, didn't have any money, even though I was DJing every weekend, 2, 3 nights a week. It just wasn't enough. And I knew from watching successful people in FFL, these, FFL was killing it. These agents were killing it. So being on welfare for a year and a half, I just knew I couldn't do it anymore. Going to St. Mary's every Friday for, the food pantry, depending on St. Mary's for, Christmas gifts, having to sell my record collection of like 12,000 records to buy Christmas gifts. I knew I couldn't do it anymore, and I knew nobody was going to help me, and I knew I couldn't depend on welfare. So what I did is I went to my mentor in Family First Life, Mark Mead, and I said, Mark, listen, I'm ready to come in full time. What do I have to do? I didn't have a lot of money. I was on lead assistance. Um, he gave me a bunch of mortgage protection leads every week. I called them. I booked appointments. I went out to see them. I wrote applications. I got my leads. I called them. I booked appointments. I went out to see them, wrote applications. And that's what I did. I don't do it as much because I don't go out as much, but that's what I did for 2, 3 years in a row. And I had, I don't know, $400, $500 in my banking account at times. Those were just to cover the bills. And, in about 10 months, I had over $100,000 in my bank account. And
What did that feel like?
at age 51, at age 51, 55 now, I was able to buy my first home. So tremendous feeling. I mean, I don't want to brag about what I have because what I have compared to a lot of other people is nothing, but it felt really good. Um, Knowing that you worked your ass off and you were able to not only still provide for your kids, but get them off welfare and have everything that you need to be successful. The new truck, the house, really nice memorabilia collection, so forth and so on.
What's your favorite piece that you've collected?
One of them is right behind me. I wish you could see it. There's a lot of nice stuff in here. The Sopranos full cast sign, but I think one of
Okay.
my favorite pieces is right behind me, and it's the original Space Jam. Um, it's a picture of all the cartoon characters in the middle of the basketball court with Michael Jordan's autograph on the bottom of it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fantastic. That is
yeah.
awesome right there.
That's one of my favorite pieces. That's why I keep that in my new office in my home. I haven't moved all my memorabilia collection in here, but that one I did. So that's probably one of my favorite pieces.
And for one of those agents who are maybe right now where you used to be, maybe they only have 500 bucks in their bank account and they're really asking themselves, should I go ahead and pay the bills off or should I put this money into leads or that
Yeah,
that's probably the
the,
situation they're in. What would you tell them?
I think that if you are in that situation, you have to find an agent that will help you. There's thousands of agents out there. Um, Thousands of agents within FFL that would take people, put them on lead assistance. Obviously you're going to get a much lower comp, but you know, you can have somebody train you, give you leads every week, and keep you on that lead assistance program for 4, 8, 12 weeks, as long as you show up. If I'm giving you leads and you're not on my live dial, and you're not taking my calls, and you go into witness protection program Wednesday and Thursday and come back Friday, no, you're done. If you truly want to do this and you truly don't have any money, you have to find an agent that will put you on lead assistance and train you and get you to that next step. It's real easy in this business to make $10,000 in a day. I've done it a shitload of times. There are times where I'm just like, especially during the summer, because my fiance is a teacher, so she's off during the summer. So during the summertime, it's like I'm not in chill mode because I have the agency now, but I'm in chill mode. So what I'll do is I'll run appointments on Sundays, and I'll do 8 appointments on Sunday. I'll write 6, 5, 7 policies, and I'll clear $10,000 on that Sunday. So my point is, it's real easy to go from nothing in your bank account to at least 4 or 5,000 to get you over that hump. And while you're learning the business, while you're on lead assistance, you have to talk to other people. You have to be in live dials. You can't do this alone. You have to be talking to people. Hey, Mason, where are you getting your leads from, man? I see you doing $30,000 a month. What are you doing? You have to ask those questions. And without leads, without purchasing leads in this business, you're dead. I mean, you could only go to your friends, family, and book a business for so long. So I would say, again, find somebody that will help you, put you on lead assistance for a lower comp, and then when you get your 4, 5, $6,000 in your bank account and can purchase $200 a week in leads or whatever it is, then it'll snowball.
John, this has been really valuable for the agents and agency owners listening who want to learn more about what you do. Tell us who's a good fit to work with you and how they can get in touch.
Um, who's a good fit? I don't know if that, all due respect, is a valid question. Um, at the end of the day, if you want to work hard, you want to change your life, or if you want to do this part time and just make a couple of $1,000s a month, cool. But what I basically do is I train people, get them to where they need to go. Um, I always say that the best way to get in touch with me is my cell phone, and that's 917-593-0828. That's my phone number. I am on Facebook. You could look me up, John Mazzella. And yeah, it's probably the best way.
Well, we're going to wrap up here. Thank you so much, John, for sharing your insights on going from welfare to top producer and being consistent. For those of you interested in learning more about John's agency, you can go reach out to him at the cell phone number provided. I'll have his Facebook link where you can just direct message him as well. And if you'd like to be a guest on Policy and Profit, we're always looking for successful insurance agents and agency owners doing at least 10K a month in commissions and have unique strategies to share. You can apply at the link below in the description. And one more time, if you want to stop chasing leads and start booking qualified appointments with people who actually want to buy insurance, grab our free booked and banked blueprint at writemorepolicies.com/blueprint. Until next time, keep building that commission machine, my friend.
Thanks a lot, Mason. Have a good day.
John, you crushed it. Good job, buddy.
Take care.